So, what's better than getting a puzzle from a charity shop? Getting a wooden one. In full disclosure, I'm actually doing this video after I've done the puzzle because I did record all of this. I did record opening the box, I recorded sorting out the puzzle in the first 5 minutes of said puzzle, but because there's always a blimmin' but in there, my phone died. Now it didn't just die as in the battery ran out, it died as in it is dead, there's nothing I can do with it. So we are going to have to make do amend. Well, just make do. This is Fondo Lemon and a 1000-piece wooden puzzle, which as you will see both in the video in a minute at the end, there are actually letters on the back of the pieces. The letters are from A to G and it's in the grid. Now the box came with some bits of wood, so then inside the box you could create 9 boxes to sort the pieces out into if you wanted to do it by the letters. I chose to do it by letters. I'm really glad that I did because that sky is a hellscape. Oh, it looks very pretty there. It looks like there's lots of colour, but when you're actually doing it, it's pretty much solid blocks. It's way harder than you'd imagine. Actually, yeah, that is way more colourful. But yeah, it's a nightmare. So yeah, I opted to do it going off the letters on the back because, to be perfectly honest, sorting it out through the letters and then doing the puzzle, it probably takes you just as long anyway, as if you were just sorting out the pieces and going for it. And like I say, with this having huge blocks of sky, it was really the only way I was going to finish this, because some of the pieces were so similar in colour that I couldn't actually tell off the front. But spoilers, but you will see plenty of that. The pieces themselves are like the same thickness as this, so definitely thinner than a one, but they did feel nice and sturdy, and they also had a nice little click action when you put them together. All the pieces are just the standard puzzle shape, so just that, all white, which made it a nightmare. There's a slight difference in them, but not enough to make it very easy, so as you will see there was a lot of false ones. Shall we get to the time lapse? Have a look and enjoy. Hello, I'm on day 5 or 6 or something of working on this puzzle, and I'm roughly about 3 hours in. Roughly. It's going to take me a little bit to work out exactly how long, because I've ended up having to use my tablet to keep track of time, and my little girl's got hold of the tablet right now, so I'm having to use my computer to keep track of time as well. So my times are all over the place. I think it's about 3 hours, but I'll show you where I'm up to. Okay, so this is where we're up to in our little social experiment. I say it because my little girl is currently driving me slightly insane. You won't be able to hear her giggling because she's sat in the chair behind me making her presence felt. Come on, kitty cat. Let's move you too. You sit there. Okay, so I'm currently working on G. Because it goes H, G. So A, B, C, D, H, G. When I finish G, what I think I'll do is I'll come over here and I'll work on E and get this done, because this is going to be a nightmare and this won't be as bad. Then I can get like the worst over before the very end. So far it's not going too badly. I have had a slight accident somewhere. Can I see where it was? Nope, so that's actually a good sign. Because I have actually broken a piece slightly. I found a piece that was warped, so I had a genius moment of trying to straighten it out. And we've ended up with a line across the piece, but like I said, I can't find it now. So it's clearly not that badly damaged, but it was still annoying. But anyway, I think we better crack on with today's. Talk soon. You ready for this? Like, how bloody sturdy is that? And just check out the back. So you can see how the lettering works. And I really did need this to be able to be sure that I got some of the pieces in the right place, because I just couldn't tell. Now maybe if I had it with 100% natural daylight, I may have stood a chance, but that's a daylight bulb. That was a daylight bulb. That's going to die spectacularly, and I'm kind of leaving it till it does die. Mostly because I've run out of daylight bulbs. So, my lighting's not the best. But we make do with what we have. And I've got to say, this has come out beautiful, even if there were many a time when I wanted to scream and shout and punch it. Just being honest, I did. It drove me a little insane, but I did manage to get it done in 6 hours, 19 minutes, so very impressive considering. As you saw, there were places where I was turning it over constantly. Well, that last bit I actually had to turn the whole thing over to get the pieces in. It was a nightmare. And where did it end up? But that piece that I showed you before, that was actually an extra piece. It was 1,001 pieces. Now it would appear that if that puzzle came from the same design as this one, that the other puzzle must have been turned around, because it says G on the back and it doesn't match any of the G sections. That one's my best guess. That was just a different puzzle. Who knows? What I will say is I did actually try to do a bit of research. Oh, there's a spare piece. So yeah, 1,001. So yeah, I did try to look up to see if this was the name of a place, the name of a company, the name of a puzzle. I got diddly. All I got was this. It did say on Amazon that it was a brand. It came up with a few other things, but basically just this. But I've got to say that this was definitely a challenge. I'm fairly, with it claims to be an impossible puzzle on the side. I can sort of agree with that to a degree if you're not looking on the back. It is a choice word, definitely a choice word. I seem to be doing a lot of tricky puzzles lately, so I'll let you decide if looking at the back was cheating or not. But if you think it was cheating, I'm going to put this out there. See you do it better. It's a challenge. I challenge you. See you do it faster than 6 hours, 19 minutes, because I don't think it's really possible to get it at least not much faster. I'd love to see people do it. I really would. So give it a go, let me know how you do. So what I will say about the puzzles though is it did have a problem with misfits, all the pieces being the same shape, and the fact that there were massive blocks where the colour is all the same, making it really, really difficult. But the pieces did clip together really nicely. It did also mean that in areas where you had done a false fit, it could be a bit of a nightmare to get the piece out, and you could just rely on, oh, it's a bit hard to get it in, that means it doesn't fit. No, there are plenty that did definitely fit together, but you still had to like give them a bit of a while to make them go. Wait, sorry, my cats are being distracting. You know, yeah. To be perfectly honest, I'm not really looking forward to taking this puzzle apart, because I am worried about damaging it, taking it apart. With it being quite a tight fit, I do worry that it could be like a lot of 3D models where put them together, no problem. Take them apart, you have problems. But we will see, because my mum wants to do it. To be honest, I might just cheat and break it into segments the size of the box and then just put it in sheets in the box and let her deal with it. Problem now. Mind you, that's also a good way to prove there was definitely all the pieces when I gave it to you. What happens to it now? Your fault. I just realised something that I forgot to show, that my kids have been delightful enough to gently throw around my living room, because that's my kids. They are set to destroy on a near daily basis. What do I mean near daily? Completely daily basis. It did come with an almost life-size poster. So you will have seen this during the time lapse. It did help to a degree, but not a lot, because of there's a few places where there was a small hot air balloon, and it's so small that they're just specks in there, so you don't notice them. So there were areas where the expanse of sky wasn't quite as expansive as you thought. There was actually interruptions there. But hey ho. So to be perfectly honest, I can't see me doing this one again. Not because I didn't like it, I think it's beautiful, just because it's such hard work. Yeah, I think that one's one time only. So I'm going to give it to my mum and then she can deal with it as she wills. I do definitely want to see how everybody else does on it if you're up for the challenge. I'll see if I can find a link to it on Amazon and I'll pop it in the description box. But for now, I think I shall go. Make sure the kitties don't scratch my puzzle. So, thanks for watching everyone. I'll see you all next time. Bye.